And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we've both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still, we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames, but they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes, but don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
All right, microphone check 1, 2. If you can hear me out there, let me know. Let me know.
Darnell Super Chef Ferguson show.
I'm going to pause this for 1 second. We are going into a video. This is a super chef, Darnell Ferguson. And unfortunately, he lost his temper. Let's find out. Welcome to our iteration of Black Male Babies tonight, featuring such names as Dojacat, Blueface, and of course, the brick woman herself, Rhoda Osman. Welcome, Rat Girl. Welcome, Phoenix Soul. It's good seeing both of you in the house. Here we go.
Food Network has been paused, but he says he is confident that the truth will come out and he'll be cleared. The celebrity chef is charged with burglary and strangulation involving his estranged wife. His lawyer released this statement on his behalf, saying, quote, Mr. Ferguson continues to maintain his complete innocence and is confident that when all the facts are made public, he will be exonerated. Ferguson's lawyer also says a number of new details have been released that, quote, begin to paint a clear picture of the events of January 2nd, 2024. The statement says Ferguson is focused on the well-being and safety of his family. The case now heads to
let me just play
grand jury.
New tonight at 5, the case of celebrity chef arrested on domestic violence-related charges will be presented to a grand jury. Darnell Super Chef Ferguson was
now. What is it about us and domestic violence that makes us destroy our lives? Why do we do this? I mean, the thing is this: there's enough information. They have them, in court. Black women are the least. I don't know if his wife is black. Hold on 1 second. Let me find that out real quick. Darnell Ferguson wife. Why? Let's see what's going on here. Images. All right, so he's in big trouble. He's in big trouble. He's in big trouble. Black girl, that's actually straight up. Black men would rather beat up women instead of fighting for freedom. And this is what I don't get. Look, find love where you can find love. But why is it that when it comes to blame, the blame comes to the black woman? Right? I haven't heard anybody from the manosphere saying, oh, yeah, that woman is framing him. I didn't hear any of that, did you? I didn't hear any of that. Hey, but if he did it, he did it. If he did it, he did it. Let me go back to this photo. So, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Black girl breaks it down like this: because black women birth them and black men are angry that they aren't white. And that's a strong argument. They were given life by a black woman, but detest black women. That's a strange dynamic. Let me keep playing this. Here we go.
Ferguson was arrested last week on burglary, strangulation, and assault charges. According to court documents, he forced his way into the house of a woman he had prior relationship with. She told St. Matthews police Ferguson threatened to kill her and choked her until she passed out. At a hearing today, the judge dismissed a theft charge against him. The grand jury will hear the case next month to decide if he should face other charges.
Oh, man. So
Let me pause right there. Let me pause it right there. So that was Mr. Ferguson. Let me see if I have another vid on him. Thought I did. We're going to dig deeper on that. I think I'm going to save more of him for our Sunday show. The producers do an excellent job on Sunday, and I swear, I think that's going to be the night for us right there. But now we're going to do some updates with Rhoda. Rhoda's going to update us. I'm going to give you a man's perspective on Rhoda right now. This is coming from Yelm Stacy. Here we go.
the Brit lady Rhoda Osmond is reacting and responding to being exposed as the aggressor in her situation and lying about being hit with a brick based on what the police are saying, based on surveillance footage. All right. She took to an Instagram story to say HPD assaulting a black woman, not a crime. HPD, again, not remembering every single detail correctly after being hit over the head in the dark, felony. Make it make sense. Y'all are weird and should be outraged. Once again, this lady uses buzzwords to enrage her troops, to galvanize her troops. Assaulting a black woman. Why not just say assaulting me? And then saying y'all.
No, I mean, basically, what she said was pretty accurate. I think the reported cases for DV against black women is 40%. So she made it clear that she speaks for black women. So you can't argue that at all. I mean, whether you like her or not, that's just, she said she was about that, and she's just being about that. In fact, I bet if she just said, well, if she just kept it to her and said, oh, they're assaulting me, then people would turn around and say, oh, I thought you were about black women in general. You see how that works, folks? So it's kind of like these chocolate red pills love to be spinning things to make it sound like, it's a whole, they'd like to circle talk. They like to do that. They like to do that because it leaves them out either way, and you don't have to improve yourself. choose better. Women choose better and don't choose them. Then they get mad. It's like, whoa, don't you want a bus driver? So what if I can only pay the light bill? Right? That's how it goes down. In chocolate red pills town. So let's go to her. Let's go to Rhoda speaking. I think she speaks about here.
I'm going to play that for you in a few.
Okay, here.
Just being
Oh, here comes the
exposed.
jet. So
Say much more to say to galvanize her troops. I'm going to play that for you in a few. But first,
I
let's
don't think he knows what galvanize is, but we'll go with it. You're gonna have to give me a second because I hear some jets.
catch you up with this news report from Click Houston 2.
The woman at the center of a viral video who claimed a man threw a brick at her head because she would not give him her phone number is now wanted by Houston police. This story got national attention after that woman.
Okay, right here, I want to stop this. She's got a huge welt there. Okay. Now, believe it or not, I thought about it and said, hitting with a brick should leave a cut or something on the skin, even though I've had bruises, I've had welts, and some of them didn't have cuts. But I was saying to myself, it actually makes more sense if it was a water bottle. He's saying, Mr. Femininity is saying that he hit her, and he did say he hit her with a water bottle. He also hit her with at least moderate force. Welcome, Mistress Newbie in the house. So water bottle, force. So did she lie about the brick? Maybe, maybe not. I got to see the tape. Okay. The police department says they have the tape. I need to see the tape. But we know that he said he hit her. So we will take that as fact, even though a lot of the things he was saying was very questionable. She said she was hit by him. So we have those two things, those two facts. See, what I like to do is when I can't find the truth, I struggle to the facts. They were there. Whether they know each other or not, we don't know. Whether they were in it together, we don't know. But what we do know is that he did hit her and that she was in the presence of him when it happened. And he was in the presence of her when it happened. And it happened around a car, and it happened outside the club. See, we need to take the basics. We need to take and break down the basics to get the truth. Welcome, Tevin. Okay, so Tevin's saying this. They always try to hold black women accountable, even for their black men, wrongdoings. All day, every day. All day, every day. At the very least, Tevin, I would like somebody at least go find out what really happened. Okay, so we know that he hit her because he said he did. He was kind of iffy on whether it was a water bottle or not. But in the conversation with Tanya Tako, he basically said he did. Okay, but it's clear he is not going to make a very good witness at all. If you saw my last video and Tanya's last video, that'll be apparent. I thought he was blunt. I'm surprised he told a little bit of truth he did. That's how much he was lying. Anyway, so she's got a welt there.
Live streamed what she claimed was.
And a lot of people were and right here is the second video. This is the first video you saw was after she arrived at the hospital. So we know she went to a hospital. People were saying she didn't even go to a hospital. She went to a hospital. That fact we know. I saw the documents. you're going to have to just tug back at one of the other, Mr. Femininity. The information's in there. Okay. I showed the receipts in there. She has a medical report and she has a police report. And it makes sense she has a police report because from what I heard, she was being charged for filing falsifying some statements in her police report, which is very interesting because I've seen that happen before. So basically the thing is this, if you notice her wilt is smaller, instead of coming all the way down here to her chin, which it did, and was a big ball right here, it's right here. Okay. So we know this. There were then claims that she was hiding it inside the club. Actually, Mr. Femininity was making that claim. Okay. He was saying that she probably had it because she was wearing a mask on a club. And you know what I found out? I did some digging, and let's see. Let me call it facial covering. Okay, I can't find the photo I found, but I found before. But basically, it's actually a style. It's actually a style. I found that out. When you see my Yeezy or whatever the hell he's calling himself these days footage, you'll see what I mean, because he puts all his women in that shit. So anyway, small welt here before the hospital, right? Big welt. See the difference? The wilt is so big now that it's at the top of her temple right there, at her temple, all the way down to her lower chin location. Right here. Okay? And look, it's all the way past her eye, almost to her nose. But right after she got hit, not right after, but a little bit while after probably, look, it's not as big. Let me see if I can get a better photo on that. Let me play it right there.
Live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram.
Let me turn it back a little bit.
What she claimed was the
See? Not to her eye, not to her nose yet. That's her cheekbone. That's her muscle from her cheek. And it's only right there. That's where the force was. Okay? We go back, look at it. It's enormous now. All the way to her nose almost. All the way almost down to her chin when it started up here.
attention.
I know there was a saline theory, but I don't know yet. I don't know that. I'm not going to count it out. But not only that, but she was checked out by a doctor too. She has documents that it was blunt force. So are we going to call the doctor lying? Are we going to call the hospital lying? They could be held if they would have to be in on her scam then. Did she exploit her situation? Quite possibly. Could she have exploited her situations in the past? Quite possibly. But we don't know. But we do know that she was hit. There was an agreement that the man struck her. Okay. We haven't heard her story, whether she said she actually did hit him. But I will trust the police report saying that she struck him. The problem we have is this. Again and again, I'm going to have to say this. It was from a camera that was outside. How could anyone conclude that she was actually kicking the guy inside, and why she was kicking the guy inside if she did? A lot of moving parts here. A lot of moving parts. I think that's why the media is starting to welcome Miss RV in the house. Why the media is starting to drop the whole assault thing. If you notice now, when they reported her for just for basically fraud. Let me play some more. Here we go.
After that woman live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram and started a GoFundMe. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Okay, I'm going to pause this because we've already seen all this. I want to bring it down to where she starts to talk. I think this is it right here.
Okay, so Rhoda went on a long rant.
Yes. Okay, let's get to the rant. That's all we want. We've seen everything. If you've seen resting in his femininity, you've seen the rant. I mean, you've seen the other stuff. Let's see where she actually talks.
I actually have to stop. I am going to make
Yesterday, as she knew the story of her being charged was about to break across the internet.
the violence has started again. I see that these people have no content. They have nothing to do but to live off of the Rhoda economy.
Okay, this is her rant, everyone. Here we go.
My enemies are both invisible and have nothing to lose. Their whole platforms are built off of Black women's pain. And I have threatened and showed them that I'm going to stop them, and I'm never going to stop. I am going to make sure that this does not happen to anybody else, and I won't give up. The violence that I have fucking suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead, but I'm still here. And I know this is a worthy cause to fight for, because these people cannot keep doing this. They can't keep doing this. And like I said, they have nothing to lose. I'm dissertating for my PhD this semester. I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented. Where they have.
The thing I want to say is I'm very happy she healed up. She healed up nicely. So I'm glad that happened. Let's keep it going, because I don't want to see anybody hurt.
Nothing. But guess what? The more you try to come after me, the more you're playing yourself. Watch. God don't like ugly. I just want y'all to know that the fight is not about whether this happened or not, because everybody knows this happened. There's a confession video, there's hospital records, there's police records. For God's sakes, I made a video from the scene of the crime. This is not about whether this happened to me or not. This is about them trying to protect their platforms, them trying to protect their ideologies of benefiting off of Black women's pain. And because I've threatened to sue them and I've threatened to take down their platforms, they're trying to make sure that they can intimidate me and silence me and make me give up. But I'm not giving up. Because
I really hope she goes on a show. Mine, the platform here might be a little bit small, but I would like to have an interview with her and see what's up. Because quite honestly, let's face it, the dude kind of didn't come off too well. And she has a right to her say.
I'm not allowing this to happen to somebody else. And I'm not allowing people to benefit off of Black women's pain.
By the way, she was arrested. She did book. She did leave, though. She $10,000 bail and she left. My theory, quite honestly, I believe they're making a moderate deal of it because they don't want other people to take advantage of, which they have been, by the way, of every different race has been taking advantage of GoFundMe. they've been running game on GoFundMe. So I think GoFundMe is getting tired of it. It's like, we got to prosecute just to keep these people from doing some funky stuff, you know? That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking about. If whatever you think the reason why they booked her, put it in the chat. You know, put it in the chat so I can get your opinion in. Well, I can get your thought process in. And if it's not in the chat and you want the replay gang, feel free to put it in the comments. I will reply to your comments if you put it in the comments. Here we go.
I can't imagine this happening to somebody else. I won't allow it. So guess what? They're trying to intimidate me. They're trying to silence me. They're trying to make me give up, but I won't. The more y'all come after me, the more evidence I'm pulling, the more you guys are helping my case, and the more that you guys are.
This is the thing you have to give her points for. She had receipts. Okay? When the guy went on TT's, Tanya TKO's channel, he had no receipts. All he did was say, well, the police report, police. He didn't even bring the police report. He didn't even bring the police report. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
We'll all have to be lined up and have to be exposed for what y'all did. Making a whole documentary out of this shit. We're going to show every single person and what they've done. You can't just hide in the dark. It's coming to light, baby. And let's be honest. If y'all weren't really scared, and when I say y'all, I mean the people that are coming after me, then why are y'all doing all of this for 4 months? Why are y'all making 20 phone calls to the police? Why are y'all sending all these messages? Why are y'all fighting so hard? Because the truth is, you know that I have evidence. And the only way that y'all can win is if y'all take away my community support and if y'all make me give up and break my spirit. But my spirit will not be broken. You're the one that's weak. I'm not weak. You're the one that's scared. I'm not scared. I'm faithful. I'm very faithful. And I know that the truth will come out. And I know that the only person that will be apologizing is you guys. Because we're not apologizing. Black women are not apologizing. We're not apologizing for creating change. We're not apologizing for standing up to the truth. We're not apologizing for asking for justice. We're not. And y'all scared. Because if y'all weren't scared, why y'all working this hard? Why can't y'all move on? Because y'all have no life. And y'all very scared. But I'm not. I'm faithful. I do need.
You have to admit, she's pretty convincing. You have to admit, she's pretty convincing. I mean, she made me more aware about the brick theory. And it's funny because somebody was saying in the comments, well, show me where a woman was hit by a brick. I'm like, bro, women are hit by everything and a brick, including, unfortunately, bullets too. So, you know, you want to know something? This is going to sound funny and crazy to a lot of you. She earned her $34K to me by bringing this out and not making it just about her. $34K is a deal for me. $34K to bring out domestic DV? Oh, what a deal. Maybe she didn't go about getting it the right way, right? But I'm glad she brought it out. Notice how she made it clear it wasn't about her. That was, hey, she might be lying through her teeth for all we know, but the bottom line is this, is that she said the right things. She sounds more articulate than dude did. Though, remember now, he was calling her ratchet. Remember? I'm not saying she didn't behave in a ratchet way because I wasn't there. But he sounds more ratchet than she does, at least right now. And let's not forget, he had the nerve to talk smack about her and the club and the people, calling them all ratchet. But he went out of his way to go there with his so-called high-value self. So basically, quite honestly, her bringing up women's rights and everybody in the world knowing, especially in its mainstream media now, mainstream media, call her a grifter or not, well played. Well played. Hey, and look, she got the message out. I mean, look at all the online grifters we have on YouTube. All these dudes on YouTube grifting these men. That's worse because they're not doing anything for the men. They're not doing anything for men. And this is about men grifting men. We're not talking about women grift. We're talking about men grifting men, telling men what they want to hear, men giving them money. A good example is Obsidian. So at least she's trying to do something for women's rights. I mean, it's going to get out. She could go, look, she could go to jail or prison right now, but she got the word out. Now, it would have been a problem if he never hit her, but he said he hit her. He said he hit her. And his femininity got out of control and he hit her back. I'm not going to hit a woman. I'm going to step back out of range. That's what I'm going to do. It's just not. That's like a kid. That's like a little kid. That's like a little teenager hitting me. And then I roundhouse him. What? Even if it was it doesn't matter if it was a young boy or a young girl, roundhousing a child is ridiculous. Now, this is a grown woman here, but it's still the same size difference, if you know what I mean. Men are looking for any excuse to hit a woman, I'm telling you. That's why they rest in their femininity. Because they know if they appear weak, they can hit the woman back. Let me play a little bit more of this. Miss RV says this, that guy been playing around in
support. I need
Miss RV says this, that guy been playing around in the manosphere streets. You can tell by the way his talking points. Exactly. In that point, in the fact that they're talking points. That's two.
y'all to be just as vigilant as they are. I need y'all to be just as relentless as they are. We need y'all to tweet HPD every day, 5 times a day, telling them to give me the justice that I deserve. I need y'all to tell them that we've seen this confession video, because we will be posting the confession video, and that they've been sitting on it for 3 months, and what is the holdup? Put the pressure on them that they need, because they're putting pressure. They're applying pressure. So we need to apply the same pressure. And trust me, if this was just about me, I would have let it go like I've let so many other black men.
She just brought up a good point. Remember when he did that, he did the video on that, when he pretended that, you know, the caller called him out of the blue, the one where the caller, you know, accused him of being the brick man. I forgot the name of the guy who did the video, but he never said anything about her hitting him. Excuse me. So I need to see that tape. I need to see it. And if it was, I'm going to be a little bit concerned if it was just a slap. If it really was just a slap, and dudes, fellas, let me put this out here. If women used to slap men a long time ago. Now I know the rules changed because men have become more feminine these days. So that's okay. And I understand if you want to be feminine. But back in the day, when a man got slapped, half of them laughed. The other half asked the woman, what's your problem? Very few of them, you know, hit the woman back. Now y'all want to use that for an excuse. Let me keep it going.
Been assault me in the past, but I'm not letting this go because this is about community change. And I've been popping my gums.
Now, let me bring it down. She shouldn't have slapped him, though. Let me say that much. She shouldn't have slapped him.
Years about protecting black women. So this is my opportunity to actually.
If she slapped him.
actually do that. And I'm going to stay faithful to that. God has made me a tool for change, and I understand the assignment, and I'm going to complete the assignment like I always do.
If she can reduce Black women from getting deleted from 4.5 to 4 or from 5 to 4, she earned every little bit of that money. Because now they have to talk about it. The mainstream has to talk about it. If she's smart, she's going to make this work. Now, she might be in jail when she does it, but she's going to make it work. In fact, if they keep her in jail, well, she's not in jail now, but let's say she gets convicted, right? And they put her in jail or whatever, right? That's just going to bring more attention to her. So I think it's really, other than having that on her record, is really a checkmate for her if she does stand up for Black women, if she does truly do that. If she does that, then it's checkmate. I want you to, let's go to another thing. Let's go, let me show you Kanye West's wife. Let me pause this right here. This is from Night Talk. I'm going to fast forward this because you got to go to their channel for the real deal. I just want to show you some weird shit. See how she has a mask on? See what Kanye West does? Do you see what I see? Let me put it on the big screen. I'm going to put myself small for a minute. You guys got to see this. Look what Kanye West does to his women. We're not worried about that. The men are not worried about that though, right? Look at her. He's filming her. Is that creepy or what? Look at that. She told you, look, she got a mask on. Let me go back.
That's his wife.
Exactly. Thank you. So, fellas, is this what we get to offer our women? Shit like this? Is this part of the feminine and friendly part? Is this part of the feminine and friendly part? Shoot, look at that. That's crazy. I can't show anymore. I might get, who knows? I might get, I might get dinged for just showing that shit. Look at that. Showing all our business. Welcome, Ellen. Mr. Snoopy, you nailed it. Is Kanye off his medication? He's always off his medication. Look at this. So Kanye West is representing Black men. He is a multimillionaire, right? You know, representing what's supposed to be the best of Black men. Super duper producer. And you saw what he did to his wife. Showing the rest of the world, literally bashing Black men. Because now the rest of the world's going to think, oh, so that's how you're going to treat our women. Oh, I see. So that's how you're going to treat our women. That's what that is. That's what that is. Is that sad or what? Black male babies. Let's jump into some Umar.
That he has to play a certain game the same way you do. So Deion,
intro, you have to go to them to check it out. Here we go. This is it's Up There podcast, by the way. Here we go.
You just had a situation, as I mentioned to Charlemagne, where the Supreme Court just...
Let me pause this. Rika Reed Gaming, welcome. Rika Reed says, I mean, had Kim, who also likes showing off that plastic body, bars. Yep.
Throughout affirmative action in college admission, which means white colleges no longer have to pursue the black student anymore. That just made HBCUs more critical. If they don't survive, the black middle class and or professional class doesn't survive. When Deion showed up at Jackson State, and I've spoke to players after that interview, players who told me Deion did not tell us he could leave. Not that quickly. Multiple players.
But at what point do we...
But let me finish that point.
Go ahead.
So therefore, you come to this HBCU, you see the change that you're able to generate. Why not systematize this so the HBCU can now compete with the Alabamas and the Florida States for that football revenue, that basketball revenue, those top recruits. And now the HBCU doesn't have to worry about handouts and contributions from alumni and celebrity blacks, because you're now bringing in enough revenue on an annual basis from your athletic programs, the same way Duke and Carolina do, to sustain the university. Deion Sanders could have went down in history as one of the greatest black men in American history.
You don't think so?
Had he, say that again.
You don't think he's still going down in history?
As an athlete, but that's irrelevant to me. I don't care about athletes. I care about black success.
As a coach, you don't think he's going down?
As what
As
coach?
a coach.
He may. I don't know what the future holds, but that's not important to me.
So what is he? What would he?
Because athletics does not in any way, shape, form, or fashion compare to black survival and success.
I do agree with him there. That's true.
I don't care how many trophies you got, how many rings you got. That does not compare to where we end up as a people.
Is sports athletics a portal or a portal to power?
A porno.
How is it a portal to power when less than 50% of black Division I male athletes graduate within 4 to 5 years, and at least 40% of them never graduate at all? They exploit them for 4 years and they back in the hood selling crack and weed. How is that a portal to power?
Yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, I feel as though someone like Deion Sanders can come through that and continue to elevate.
So Deion Sanders bragging the other day that gained the home opener for the University of Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, with a black percentage of 1.3%.
Now you can tell the ladies aren't feeling him, but he's right about that.
Cracker land. 1.3% black people in Boulder. Y'all know King Kong was coming. 1.3% black people in Boulder, Colorado. 2.6% black students at the University of Colorado. Deion bragging that the home opener made $18 million. What did that do for us?
Good point. Good point. I mean, it showed that, Deion can make money for Colorado. It showed them that much. That's about it. Here we go.
I understand that, but I think he's thinking about his journey. The same. Hold on. The same.
There we go. His journey. Yep.
Well, you're thinking about your journey.
No, my life is for the people. Everything I do is for the people.
He should tell his ex-ladies that, though.
I understand that. And we're gonna have some clapping and all of that.
You're gonna have it.
It's funny to me.
Because I'm the realest man in black America.
Listen. What we're gonna talk about is the truth, though, because
we're dealing with the truth.
I'm 50-50 on dude, but I thought I'd put him up anyway. So here we go.
Have to live in reality. The claps don't make us right or wrong, right? What we have to focus on is the truth. You're telling me that your life. So if that was the truth, if your life was all for the people, you'll live at that school. You wouldn't have a home.
I probably won't go home once the school opens.
Before it opens, you would take the money from your home and put it in the school.
I have.
All of it.
Just about.
See, that's what I'm saying. So there's room to think about yourself.
Yes, but yourself does not take precedence over the people. My life is for the people. It is not about personal achievement.
So you don't
Nothing wrong with that. Here's what I'm saying, because I don't want to make it all about Dion. You understand?
Right.
This is a systemic problem we have as Black people, where we never subvert the personal agenda for the best interest of the race.
He's got a point there. Usually I find him a little bit more palatable when he's not talking about women.
That's where we have to go. Chinese, the race come first. European Jews, the race come first. Arabs, the race come first. And with Black people, ourselves come first. And
I mean, that makes sense right there. The only problem I have is that he then tries to send Black women out to get used by Black men. That's what I don't like. Let's see what Cynthia G has to say. Here we go.
Discourage.
Let me go back.
So Storm Chasers, welcome back to the show.
Okay, if you don't already know, the Storm Monroe. Here we go.
I have the beautiful Cynthia G with me. How are you today, Cynthia?
Hi, I'm good. I am really good, actually. I'm actually eager to have this discussion too. I think it's going to be a good discussion. I'm hoping that it'll clear up some confusion for a lot of people, but I also know that a lot of people, regardless of what I say, they're going to repackage it and do whatever, so they can do whatever they want to. But
That's true. That's true. But I love bringing you on because, well, number one, I love intelligent women. Everyone knows that. I love articulate women. It is what it is. But I love bringing you on.
Okay, I was listening. Somebody was saying that Cynthia G was a grifter, but they didn't explain how she was grifting, because telling women to not have kids by irresponsible men in different ways, how is that grifting? I mean, think about it. Yeah, that's a good, Mr. Snoopy, you nailed it. What is a grifter really? I think people just make it up. A grifter to a lot of people is somebody that they don't like. That's basically what it is. So the thing is the person doing something that is helping a lot of people from getting destroyed. That's what, and what is the answer? So let's think about Kevin Samuels for a minute. So when Kevin Samuels tells men to grade women from 1 to 10, don't use 7, and that women are hitting the wall at 30, who is that helping? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody. If somebody says, these men are no good, stay away from them, here's the receipts on the screen, be careful, okay? Don't give your womb to just anybody. In other words, choose better. Isn't that helping the women? I mean, think about it. Now, you may not like how she delivers a message, but you guys didn't mind how Kevin Samuels was delivering his message. Oh, okay, that's how it works. He's a dude. He can be freaking rude. I've never seen, believe it or not, I've only seen Cynthia G do a couple panels, and all the time she did it, she never got as rude as Kevin Samuels ever did. Ever. Ever. Think about it. Think back. Yep, Rico Reeve Gaming, they're mad she's making money off YouTube now. Yep. Think about it. Think about it. I want you guys to think hard on this. When was there a time where she went in hard on a dude on her shows, like Kevin went in on women, no matter how friendly they were. Rackroll, you nailed it. DJ, anyone who wants to help black women is a problem. That's what their issue is. Bars. Rika Reed Gaming says this: YouTube is all these dusties have, but a woman they hate can make it off YouTube and still get paid on another platform. Bars. In fact, I think I'll make them even more mad next time. Put the link to her location, you know, in my chat. I just to piss them off more. You know what I mean? Let me start playing some more. Here we go.
Because I feel like I get to like humanize you a little bit. Like, you know, on your show, you roasting, you ain't playing. But when you come over here, I'm like, okay, Cynthia, tell me what you meant by that. And so we're able to get deeper. Even though I feel like you get very deep on your show, but for some reason, some people can't really connect with the mess. I guess because they get in their feelings.
Ellen says this: well, Sinji is no longer needed on YouTube because it's over for black men. The passport thing, economy, and the nature of taking them all the way out. By 2030, there will be zero. There'll be zero black men. I think there'll still be a couple, but I understand your point.
They do, but I think that we have very good chemistry, and I don't have to be on battle mode when we're talking. On my channel, I'm in fight mode. I'm operating in masculine. I don't have to do that on your channel. We can, you know, just sit and have a dialogue, and even if you don't disagree, I'm not going to be put in a position to where I feel like I have to like aggressively defend myself. Like I can defend my stance, but I don't have to be defensive, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is what I wanted to start with, because this has been on my mind. Anybody who is on social media, watching any type of podcast in 2023, one magical word constantly comes up. This word called submission.
Here
right?
we go.
Because apparently the biggest issue in the black community, or the communita, because we damn sure ain't no kind
I call it slave mission. Slave mission. You see what I'm saying?
United at all, is black women ain't submissive enough. And submission, the definition is the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. That don't sound all that good. That don't sound all that good.
No, I mean, a black man, ask yourself, would you want to submit to somebody? I wouldn't. There's your answer.
That kind of sounds like a slave. And so I guess my question is, number one, do we really understand what submission is? And number two, why is that such a requirement in black relationships?
Well, here's the thing. I think that it's a requirement in black relationships because it's the black man's way to compensate for his lack of power and authority and superiority in society. And if it's one thing where if we go back to looking at the similarities between humans and all other species, if you look at all other male species, they obviously it's innate within them to crave authority and power. And so if he cannot actualize as a man, if any man can actualize as a man to where he can have authority and power over something or someone, then it messes up their psyche. Basically, there's a number of different behaviors they engage in order to compensate for that, and black men engage in them.
Let me pause right there for a second. This is what the funny thing is. Really, what it is this: it really. When a man asks for submission, what he's telling you is that he is not in a relationship for love. He's in a relationship for control. Because if you love somebody, you're not thinking about that submission shit. Call yourself a simp or not. Love has you wanting to be loved. But and that's that. I guess that's the point. Welcome Jizzy. Welcome Brina West. Welcome Ellen Ripley. The Rat Girl's in the house. Phoenix Soul is in the house. So that's the thing. That's why submission is such a creepy word. You know, only to be matched by non accountable people using the word accountability.
So I think submission is one way to say, look, I am dominant. Somebody is subservient to me. I have dominance over someone. But the problem from them is that in this type of society, it does not matter how many females you get to submit to you. If you have not proven that you can subdue or dominate another male group, then you're still going to be in the same position. Like you're still going to be seen as the lesser male.
I mean, that's a good point. And I don't think you necessarily have to dominate another group of men, but you have to at least compete. You can still take some small L's. You just can't be getting manhandled. And right now, men, it's basically we are being manhandled, though we don't have to. And it's irritating. So what's happening is that the loser mentality is spreading within our community and in our culture. Because why would you ridicule the most the people who support you the most? I've only seen that stuff on teams that were losing teams when I played sports. I could tell because they would bicker amongst each other. When my team, which was harmonious, was whooping their butts. Let's put it that way. And Jizzy said this, she's a baby mama, though where is her husband? I'll wait. That, and then the key is that husbands are overrated. Husbands are overrated. For some reason, though, there's a vibe in our culture that for some reason, a woman's only goal is to have a husband, good or bad. And example after example, whether it's Jeezy dumping his wife or Kanye West shaming his wife, the notion of a husband starts to get weaker and weaker as you go. So I don't know if having a husband but being dogged out by your husband is really a flex for women. And I think women are catching on to that. It's not a flex anymore. It's like, why get dogged out by a man, treated like a SLAVE, just to have a ring on your finger? That's what women are saying. Welcome, Gold Reflection in the house. Welcome, Big Cap in the house. No, he didn't. That's probably why they're not married. He wasn't capable of doing that. Gold Reflection breaks it down like this. And so many married women who are basically single mothers and or single women. Yep. Because their dude is running around all around town, getting down to that funky sound. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. If a male can't exercise control of himself, how can he see himself worthy of any woman's respect? Bars. I think the idea is that men should stop trying to attack a woman for having a child and focus on being worthy of having a family and being loyal in that family and being a benefit in that family. Let's keep it going. Big Cap, I wonder if you have the same energy for the guys who do that. Here we go. Welcome, though. It's good seeing you. Here we go.
You are, because when I think about it, right? Number one, let's double back. They always use the excuse of, well, Christianity teaches, the Bible teaches, but it's like, look, you can't cherry pick the Bible. Either you're gonna follow everything that Bible says, or you really just you're just picking and choosing at that point, because technically a woman shouldn't even have to like leave the house to go work, to go do that, to go be under the authority of another man, and then have to come home and still be under the authority. Like it's out of order. So and then niggas ain't even getting married, and it's
yeah, and that's another thing. What good is swinging the name of marriage and saying, well, you're not married, you're a single mother, around women, when at least in the manosphere, the men there in the chocolate red pill have made it clear they don't want to get married. They think marriage, as Kevin Samuels put it, is a bad deal. So why is everybody trying to make a big deal out of something that, why are men trying to make a big deal out of something that they don't want to do anyway? Jizzy B says this: if you want to keep a woman in her prime years, you got to get her pregnant back to back to back to back, or you'll meet, what the hell? Shit. Or you'll meet them with kids. Facts. Wow. Now, that's, wow. Hey, y'all see this? Hey, at least he's being honest, but that's that pimp mindset. That's the pimp mindset. Oh yeah, and by the way, Jizzy, I am going to do that Filmo Slim. We're going to do that. But this is important that, ladies, don't get too mad. Don't get too mad, because he is speaking for a lot of men. This is how they think. This is how they think. Welcome Slim Duncan in the house. This is how they think. This is actually, I'm glad he's here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is how you learn. This is the mindset. Because I'm really glad that Jizzy dropped it, because think about it. How many of you, or how many people would say, black men don't think like that? They don't think like that. If I would have said, oh, black men want you black women to drop babies after babies, you guys, the dudes would have had a field day on me. But since Jay dropped it, Jay from the Bay, hey, that's pretty cool, huh, Jizzy? Jay from the Bay, he dropped it. He's telling you how he feels, what he feels a men need to do to get a woman in her prime. Right? I don't need to say anything. That's basic what's up. It's up on the screen. Goal reflection, not phase anymore. Only thing that irritates me is bad grammar. Big Cap, don't change the fact that he claims it's so much. Don't change the fact that she claims it's so much dust in the air, but she manages to have a baby with a Dusty. I don't know if he's a Dusty or not. I never met the guy. I don't know any of his history. Women have, we could say the same about Jeezy's wife, right? Big Cap. Jeezy, who's well respected by other men all around the world, right? He's acting dusty, right? Serene says this: don't understand Jizzy's comments from all the run-on sentences, misspellings, and no periods after the sentence. Hey, let me guess. I'm gonna bail out Jizzy and say maybe he used his voice to text. You know what I mean? Maybe he's driving and he can't really, he can't speak. The Rat Girl says this: they don't have a low that isn't in the pits of the hell. They don't have a low that's in the pits of hell. So I never put anything past them. Well, man, Jizzy, I have to admit, you have to understand when you come to the room, they're going to bring it. Everybody's going to be respectful. They're not going to cuss you out or nothing, but they will tell you how they feel. Here we go.
So, I guess if I was to try to like put myself in a woman's shoes, if other men are dominating you, if you as a black man can go outside and a white cop can shoot you and get away with it, and it is what it is, and we have to beg for your life. If
no, that's not a good example in my opinion. He kind of like left her cold on that one. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about competition.
We experience racism, which we do, but we don't really have a way to combat it. Like
the thing is that yes, there's racism out there, but basically talking smack to the only people who support you and understand racism with you is stupid.
Begging to be seen as humans versus like dominating and showing our power. So how can the woman look up to the black man and respect him and submit and say, I'm subservient, when we walk outside and that white man can do whatever he wants to do to you, or the Arab man, or the Asian man?
Yep. Well, I think part of black men's mindset has a lot to do with black women, right?
Bars.
Because it's a symbiotic relationship, and I'm going to explain how.
Bars.
But first, I'm gonna say this: it's not safe nor smart for black women to submit to black men, because I
mean, it sounds mean, but when you think about it, it actually makes sense.
Would be submitting to a male who has absolutely no authority, no superiority, and no power in society.
And to me, it's not only that, but it's a lot of men are having trouble having authority over their own tempers, their own minds. I have to deal with these nut jobs daily. There are good black men. There's just not enough. That's the problem. There are good black men. There's just not enough. And that's what we're going to go over when we go over the math in another live stream. That's called the math.
If someone can remove him from his home, stop him from actualizing as a male, and intimidate him from protecting that which is his, then it is not safe. It's not safe for women to submit to you, because you're saying submit to me, but I can't guarantee my presence to you, because there is a much more superior force out here that controls whether I live or die. So that's right there, the issue. And it ain't Jesus. Jesus ain't the one on earth that's controlling whether black men live or die. Yes. They will tell you themselves, I can't go build a community because the white man will destroy it. I can't take care of my family because the white man removed me from my home. I can't do.
This is what I'm going to tell black men what we should do. Those black men who understand this dynamic, you don't have to live the pimp hop style. You don't have to live the hood style. Okay? People might call you a square or a nerd because you don't want to hang out in areas that force you to be hood or pimp or rap style. Okay? But you can live a decent life. People will respect you. The key, in my opinion, believe it or not, I disagree a little bit with the conversation that Storm and Cynthia has. If you can gain respect, you can then protect. Okay? You have to be somebody who exudes somebody to be respected and not feared, though. And too many of us want to do the latter. We want to be feared. The Rat Girl breaks it down like this. Black men want to live the hood style, DJ. That is true. That is true. It is shamefully true. This is why they glorify it. Bars. They don't want to do anything legitimate. Bars. Bars. Too many of us want that fast money. Too many of us want, fame and fortune without earning it, or with putting in just a little bit of, effort. Let's break down what Jizzy has to say. Many men started off as good men, but got dogged out by women. Oh, this is going to be good. Here we go. So some men bossed up, got streetwise, and never turned back. Well, I saw it a million times. Well, that's really, quite honestly, when you think about it, women, how weak is a man if you get dogged out by a woman? I've been burned by a woman a couple times. Okay? You just find that's called not finding the right woman. Usually, Jizzy, when something like that happens, the guy was trying to get something from the woman that he had no business trying to get. A perfect example is dude who tried to mix himself up with Rhoda. Okay, he was trying to get some that night, but he tried to act like he was the victim. He was resting in his femininity. If he wanted to get a classy treatment from a woman, you don't go to a ghetto club that you yourself, call a ratchet club. But to me, it just tells me that he has a ratchet mindset his damn self. No, I mean, the thing is this, a lot of men, we make the wrong decisions on our selections of women. Because if we made the right choices in women, we wouldn't have nothing to complain about. It's that simple. Women outnumber us, right? And if they outnumber us, that means technically men, we could have been picky. And if we could choose the perfect woman for us for a relationship, we'd all be happy. But that's not what dudes want to do. They want to get, as Jizzy said, they got streetwise and started running through women. Streetwise doesn't get you married. That's the one thing I do know. I've never seen players in the community getting married. And if they do, they don't stay married long because they kept playing, if you know what I mean. That's what happens. So let me go on to the next video. Blueface, y'all. Blueface. Uh-oh. Guess who just came into the chat? Quita Ward in the house. Here we go.
Good morning, Your Honor. So the court has properly reiterated the terms of the negotiation. I think
Blueface is a role model, people. I just want to throw that out there. He's a role model, whether we like it or not. Guys look up to him. Millions. Let's keep it going.
Since Mr. Ports went into some of the detail, I think it's important for the court to have some context and understand why this negotiation is the way it is. While it is certainly true that Mr. Traylor was involved in a fight with people at the strip club, Mr. Porter was not involved in that fight. And what happened later was Mr. Traylor went to his vehicle and then drove very slowly up to a group of people who he felt had aggrieved him in the fight and rolled down his window and displayed a firearm, causing other people to jump back. And then he sped into a group of people, ended up hitting a woman and hitting other cars, and then took off. And that's at the moment when the conduct from our client
Okay, I'm going to have to believe what the woman is saying because this is on the court record. So basically what happened, this is two dudes doing, unfortunately, showing exactly why Cynthia G was saying what she was saying. Doesn't that make sense to everybody? So remember, Cynthia G is saying that we don't, I mean, basically we are controlled, right? And you're now seeing one of the role models from our community being humbled, being controlled in court. In court. So what do you guys have to say about this? Blueface, the all-powerful and mighty Blueface. Jizzy says, I actually know Blueface. In reality, he's a cool dude. He getting his money on. Well, not for long, because he's gonna, I think he's worth, I mean, I guess, see this, and Jizzy, thank you for bringing this up. The problem I have, Jizzy, is let me find out how much Blueface is worth right now. Blueface net worth. Let me bring it to all. $4 million. The issue is this. The issue is this, Jizzy. This is why black men, we need to improve, Jizzy. Let's check this out. Net worth $4 million. This is what killed him. $13 million in Las Vegas lawsuit, my man. So he got his money up and then he got his money down. He got his money up and then he got his money down. Ladies and gentlemen, Blueface got his money up and got his money down. The club that he got shut down, because and the club he got shut down was black owned, by the way. So Cynthia G wins again. Black owned club so a black man gets another black man's club closed down. And you get mad at Cynthia. That's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. So he's worth $4 million, and that's not going to last long either. He's got 2 baby moms, maybe more, who knows. That's going to eat up some money. And then he still has other stuff going on. Let me keep the case going on. Let me keep this going. We're getting some good work done in here today. Here we go.
Client of hers. So while I'm not here to minimize it in any way, it's dangerous. There is no doubt, but there is a lot from Mr. Traylor that led up to this. And I think the court should also be aware Mr. Traylor is suing Mr. Porter, the nightclub. The nightclub is being sued by the woman who got hit by Mr. Traylor. I mean, there is a lot of moving parts here, but then Mr. Traylor met up with friends over at town.
Okay, and what's ironic about it? The woman is the most innocent out of everybody. She just got hit, so she should get paid. They should, if all these people wanted it, they should just go ahead and get her paid, get her out of the way. Ellen says this, Quita Ward, he doesn't come out of his room every time I go to my parents. Okay, that's about her son. I don't want to read that out loud. Here we go.
Center in a parking lot, didn't call the police. He was in his employer's work truck, and he must have realized the next day that he needed to explain why he got into an accident and hit.
Okay, Phoenix Soul, let me break it down for you. Phoenix is one of our main people in here. She's a lovely person, by the way. Phoenix, we're in a case. Okay, we all know that, Blueface has let's just call it emotional problems and legal problems. And one of them are being adjudicated as we speak on the screen. And basically, he caused some issues in Las Vegas, and now he's going over. They're going over the issues that he's going to, or what he needs to do to be a law-abiding citizen once again. Here we go.
These other cars in his employer's work truck, and only then did he decide to make a police report. And he did have some kind of a graze wound on his hand. Again, no one here to minimize that.
So, she's if she says minimize one more time, I'm gonna go crazy. But I gotta be cool because I gotta be cool. But yeah, she's really good. She speaks. What she's doing is she's minimizing the fact that Blueface and his guys shot at somebody else. Let's put it that way, and got the club closed.
I think the court needs to understand that there's a dynamic here. I think because of the civil litigation, Mr. Porter's probably going to opt not to address the court. But
that's because they know he's not going to say the right thing. He would probably crash and burn like that guy did in that interview on Tanya TKO show. Quita Ward breaks it down like this. By the way, Quita, say hello to the queen. Make her for me. He denied Krishan's baby. He beat women. He has a side dude. How cool is that? That wasn't a reply to what Jizzy said. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh. And he has all white women around him. Yep, here we go.
Let him decide that. The negotiation is reasonable given the circumstances of this case. The other incident that Mr. Ports references has to do with taking a cell phone from a woman. And that is...
What is it with these dudes always taking cell phones from women? I mean, the thing is this, that's technically theft, and they might be able to talk the judge out of that, but why would you even bother? Just let them take the photo and then, whatever. Just sue them later. If you
filming him, and the woman was actually punched by a female colleague of Mr.
Yep, right, girl, you're right. So he's a typical black male, is what you're saying. Quita Ward. Here we go.
Porters. But again, not trying to minimize. I didn't.
I knew she was going to say it again.
We came in here to say that the negotiation is reasonable and the court should follow it.
I want to get mad at her because I don't want to, meet her one day, and one day she goes, "Oh, you're the guy who was roasting me for minimizing." Yeah, something like that. Let me keep going.
He does live in California and will be seeking interstate compact transfer. Under the interstate compact agreement, we believe that an underlying sentence of 12 to 36 months is appropriate versus the state's position of 4 to 10. There is no restitution request in this case. I noted from the probation report, and I assume that's because Mr. Traylor is going to pursue his remedies in some civil suit. And it does appear that Mr. Porter has credit time served for 22 days by my read of the probation report. So we would ask that the court, I don't think that there's any opposition to the order out. I thought that the strip court.
Does this man look like he's in control? Does he look like someone that a woman should submit to? How could you submit to somebody who is probably going to jail and who knows, maybe prison? What am I saying? He is in jail. Anyway, let me break it down from Phoenix Soul right this. Just had a thought. This is another reason there won't be reparations. See how these folks with money act? Yep. ain't no way they about to give these ninjas money. That's a good argument. That's a good argument. So let's keep it going.
Corridor ended at Sahara.
I did too, and that's why I was curious to see if there was a separate order related, because I think what the focus is if he's going to be interstate compacting, obviously,
Right.
Limited issue there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying here. It's California control. Many dudes did that since teens. If you ain't in control, it's out of control. Some do go too far. Some do go too far. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the thing is this, Jizzy, what the problem is that a man has to be able to control his own emotions, his own temper. Otherwise, he's always going to end up in trouble. He always will. So now he's at the beholden to this white woman right here, as most black men on the manosphere would say. They wouldn't say woman, oh, this white woman has control over her. No, he's beholden to her because he made the wrong choices. And to his attorney too. Look at all that control, look at all that power and control black men give away. I mean, you can't blame the system for this. He was shooting at people in a parking lot. So where is the poor treatment? I don't see how, look, I really don't see how he was walking around. How do you shoot up a club, right? Get it closed down. Okay? Get the club closed down and stay out of jail. It's beyond me. Let me break down what Big Cap has to say. Big Cap says this: DJ, let's be honest. We know Pookie, Blueface, has a counterpart with a net worth of $4 million. Those women see a way out, so they will submit, and doing so at his will. I think Krishan's making her own money though now. If Krishan and that other girl that he knocked up were cool with each other, they'd probably make a great deal of money together. Well, they could make a great deal of money together. And Krishan's getting better treatment with her new girlfriend, so hey. He sure, I mean, this is, I mean, I guess why Blueface is a good person to talk about is because he's really quite normal. I mean, Jizzy, let me know. I mean, he's he's nice to other men most of the time, unless you make him mad. Then, here we go.
It's going to be here, the request being made that to the extent casinos.
Let me turn this up a little bit. I'm sorry. I forgot it was quite low. Let me get the volume up. This is the problem. What we have today is too many of us have to make visits to this location. Not this specific location, but ones like it all over the United States. Here we go.
And sort of those environments might be not appropriate during probation.
Right.
I understand the ask. I just wanted to see how it covered it. And they know that they changed it somewhat recently, and I don't have a copy of it here. That's why
if you wanted to include it to Strip Corridor to the 95, that's fine. I think you could just say it that way. I just don't think that the traditional...
He's doing the right thing. He's looking down. He was well coached. He's looking down like black men had to look down a long time ago in Jim Crow era and during slavery. But you have to do it. You cannot show any anger or strength when other people have your life in their hands. Cynthia G, she nailed it. This, I am showing you guys, do not get mad at her for showing you the truth. I'm showing you what's going down right now. This is what's going down. I know, I know Priscilla's over there. Hey, I said that too. Damn, come on, Torch. Yeah. But yeah. Look at him look down. Maybe he was defending himself, but he has to watch how he moves. Yep. Thank you, Jizzy. And who's around, especially with a gunplay, that's another level. Yeah. And look, Nevada don't play. Nevada do not play. They make it clear. We do not play.
Order out region covers downtown.
But he's not otherwise seeking to not have the order out or be employed in those areas or anything like that.
We're not opposing it. He doesn't live here, and it's fine, and that's fine.
Mr. Porter, is there anything that you would like to say on your own behalf today? I appreciate that you have the other matter pending, but it's up to you entirely. This is your opportunity to say something, but you're certainly not. Okay.
Man, the judge wanted to hear from him. She probably would have went a little bit more lenient if he could have handled the situation right. But the attorney knows her client the best. She knows if he opens his mouth, something bad is going to happen. Otherwise, attorneys like people who are believable, honest, and cordial to speak. The judge will get a kind of an emotional connection with that person, and might show them a little bit of more leniency. But the attorney is like, oh hell no.
Porter's going to decline to speak on his own behalf today.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I forgot. Ms. Wildeveld is reminding me. There's one thing in the PSI that's not accurate.
Okay.
In the criminal history, it shows that there was a restraining order. That was dismissed.
Which page are we looking?
These dudes and their restraining orders. I'll tell you, restraining orders are the beacon red flags. Ladies, if somebody you're around or with has a restraining order, okay, or had one, beware. Especially when it comes to our community. If somebody got a restraining order, they earned that mofo. They earned it. It wasn't because they had bumped into somebody, okay?
Yeah, I think page 4. It's
At the bottom of the page.
It's at the very bottom, supplemental information.
Notice how notice how his angle, his eyes are down to the ground, because he's beholden to everyone else in the room. I'm telling you, here we go.
That restraining order was dismissed in August.
All right, it looks like it just had, when they found that the original expiration term, they were not aware that it had been dismissed.
Right,
I did not
yeah.
rely on that in any way for today's purposes.
Okay.
Primarily focusing on the prior history and in all candor, the weapon history, but we'll make that note for the record here today, that although there apparently was a protective order, that it's not currently operative.
Okay, great, thank you.
It's time now to hear from Mr. Traylor.
Oh, this is funny. This is funny right here. This is funny. This is good. Here we go.
Are you ready to come up, sir? Yes, ma'am. Do you want to be at council table or at the podium? Okay, come on up. Before you do your testimony, the clerk will speak. Swear you in before you speak.
Raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your full name, spelling your first and last name for the record.
Kentavious Trailer, Kentabs, B as in boy, IUS, last name Trailer, Traylor.
And Mr. Trailer, what is your testimony today for the court?
So first of all, I just want to start by saying thank you, Judge. I'm just completely disappointed in this complete process, actually. From the DA to his representation to him to everything. It's just all been a complete drop of the ball on my end.
He's not speaking well. He didn't mean it. He said drop of the ball on my end. That means he's taking blame. I don't think he meant to say that, but hey, if you can't speak right, you can't speak right.
I have complete lost faith in the justice system. This crime has done nothing but take a toll on my life since the day it happened.
Oh, look, Blueface messed up. Okay, Blueface messed up, but this guy didn't help. This is what bothers me. Okay, these two guys could very well be in a box. How if you're going to leave a club, just leave the club. As you heard the judge say, he flashed a gun.
I haven't been able to get work. Everything has gone down the drain. And yeah, I just feel like this has not been done on my case. I mean, this hasn't been done on my behalf.
No, it's not on your case. Does he understand that that's what the attorneys are for? Oh my God. Let me
know people who get more time for stealing bubble gum. Honestly, I know people who do more time for stealing.
He's got a point. He's got a very good point. But the problem is he confused things when he flashed his gun. But I agree with him.
Than they do for shooting somebody. I'm just completely disappointed in all of this.
Let me stop this for a minute. Mr. Snoopy and everybody in the chat. This gentleman right here is the guy who got in the shootout. I'm going to be very, very direct with this. He basically got in a shootout with either Blueface or his boys in the parking lot of a strip club in Las Vegas. The Black-owned strip club was literally closed down because of these two brothers. Queen of War. That's Akon's little brother. Here we go.
Yeah, I hate the way my name was ridiculed in the social media before I could even find out about it. Like I said,
the thing is this. Number one, you went to a strip club, you got in a fight inside the club. Okay, fine. You leave out and then you flash a gun, but you want people to hire you. I mean, let's think about this. Let's think about it. You flashed a gun. You had enough of a temper to flash a gun, a weapon that is a deadly weapon in front of somebody. Okay? And I think he hit somebody too. I think he was the one who hit the woman too. And he still wants to, and he wants to, I almost, I got in a fight the other day and, flashed my gun the other day and now, I can't find work. No, you can't. I'm sure he will find work, but he didn't help himself. Do you see that this is what Cynthia G was talking about? This is what she was talking about. How can you get mad at her and Queenmaker, okay, for stating the truth? These guys literally are ruining their own lives right in front of your eyes. Man, I mean, think about it. That's why this is important for us to watch this. Listen to him now. Here we go.
Complete process has been a complete drop of the ball.
See, he forgot the process started when he was in the parking lot flashing his gun. He didn't realize that's when the process started.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about it. It's a complete drop of the ball, and that's it. It is what it is.
And Mr. Taylor, I really appreciate you expressing the frustrations that you have, and I know that the outcome here.
Oh my God, Phoenix Soul. Honestly, there's nothing this guy can say that separates him from Blueface. Bars. He can't even code switch long enough to address the court. Bars. He knows he needs to put on his white voice. Bars. Bars. He knows that.
Here today will change that because what the negotiation is has a certain range of sentence and a certain
but even that, like I said, I feel like those terms and conditions, I know myself included, would have more than that for domestic violence, for this or that. He has this going over multiple states, multiple this, multiple that. You guys are arguing semantics on, can he come here to make money? And so he doesn't deserve to be here. He doesn't deserve to be out and walking around. He doesn't deserve any of that, honestly. But because he has a little bit of money and a little bit of a name, you guys are going to give him that, and that's okay. But just at the end of the day, like I said, I just want to say my piece. And
well, I have to admit, he's got a little bit more than a name. I mean, he's all over the internet. He's the most internet popular rapper at the moment, whether it's for good or bad, he is. You know, it's like, I'm glad we're doing this because we are showing exactly why Cynthia G makes her argument. I'm showing you exactly why Queen Maker makes her argument. This is not fake. This is a real courtroom. This is not like somebody making, one of those court shows. By the way, I love them, by the way. This is a real deal court. Okay? I'm shocked that he just flashed his gun. I guess flashing your gun is not going to put you in jail. But here we go.
Like I said, I'm completely disappointed in all of this.
Understood. Mr. Taylor, and I'm not trying to convince you anything otherwise, and I'm not having a dialogue with you here. I'm just trying to give you the wrap up here that we are going to conclude this case. It sounds like you have another process pending.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with how I feel about this in general.
Again, not a dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing some information with you.
See, this is bad. If he has another process pending and he says something wrong in this courtroom, that process may not pend anymore.
Okay. I understand that. I'm not trying to convince you of anything different. I'm trying to tell you that we're going to complete this process here today. Yeah. To the extent that it closes out this process, good or bad, obviously bad from your perspective, it will close it out. And I hope that you'll use the other process to find whatever relief it is that you are seeking, it not meaning whatever I presuppose any outcome there, but just that there is another avenue. And the court is going to act within the parameters of what it has here and bring this matter to a close. But I can assure you, I'm not giving anybody any breaks because of any status they have or money they have. I'm working within a system and within a negotiation, and I trust my counsel to make negotiations for reasons, and I appreciate that that's not going to sit well with you. I just thank you for your time here today and letting us know how you feel about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's important.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. You may take your seat if you wish to stay.
I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that picture. I don't know. The fact that it was done in a courtroom, that's going to be interesting. This guy right here might be telling him to delete.
At this time, the court will.
Oh no, he turned around. He
sentencing of Mr. Porter, and as per negotiations, we will go ahead. I'm going to give an opportunity of probation to Mr. Porter. Same discussion with you, Mr. Porter, that I had with another gentleman this morning. You are here and doing probation here unless and until you are affirmatively approved, meaning given actual permission by the criminal probation department to travel out of state, whether it be a travel pass initially or your interstate compact. But
yeah, Quita, he took a selfie in the courtroom, with a Blueface behind him. I guess he's going to put it up on, try to get famous on social media.
Have to be here doing your probation. And I'm going to go through the terms and conditions and your underlying sentence and all the specifics. And I want to emphasize something here before I even get to that point. I don't typically go through the standard conditions of probation one by one because I don't feel it's necessary. I know that there are.
This is very important because I want you to see, because remember now in the manosphere, the men always talk about not getting a fair shake in the justice system. Listen to this.
Applicable, and then figure when you go through your orientation process and all that. Someone who has some prior history may be familiar already with some of those things. But the main point that I have for you here is the weapons, is the guns. You know you cannot have guns. There's no confusion on that point. And if you choose to roll guns, then that's your choice. But I will tell you, if you get caught doing that, you get brought back here on any kind of probation violation, especially anything involving weapon, I will not hesitate to put you in prison for a significant period of time. You are playing with your liberty, your life, obviously, but you're playing with your liberty if you're going to have guns and do anything that's going to violate your probation in that regard. Do you understand?
I need to play that over. I know it's boring, but you need to hear that one more time. Here we go.
You cannot have guns. There's no confusion on that point. And if you choose to roll guns, then that's your choice. But I will tell you, if you get caught doing that, you get brought back here on any kind of probation violation, especially anything involving weapon, I will not hesitate to put you in prison for a significant period of time. You are playing with your liberty, your life, obviously, but you're playing with your liberty if you're going to have guns and do anything that's going to violate your probation in that regard. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want there to be any confusion. I hear people who say things about, I didn't realize I couldn't, do this or that or have pictures with them or whatever. No, 0 guns around you where you are of any kind. And that needs to be quite clear. Somebody just handed me the order out, and it looks like Sahara to Russell does not cover downtown. So I'm going to account for that. So I'm going to adjudicate Mr. Porter this time guilty of discharge firearm at or into occupied structure via aircraft or watercraft. His underlying sentence will be a minimum of 24, maximum of 60 months in Nevada Department of Corrections suspended with probation not to exceed 36 months. He will have to pay the $25 return assessment fee, $3 DNA collection fee, $150 DNA analysis fee. As we noted, no restitution being requested. We do have, I'm not going to impose a fine. I do have the standard conditions of probation, as I noted, including any weapon requirements applicable. Special conditions will include, and we'll just start there because that was the discussion, that he is ordered to stay out of the strip corridor. And he's also ordered to stay out of any gating facility, institutions, or what would be indicated as the downtown corridor, the equivalent of the strip corridor. So effectively, and again, until he interstate compacts.
Basically, she's telling him to stay away from any clubs or strip clubs at all. I mean, clubs, and that includes the casinos.
He can only be in those areas if he has work application, or some other legitimate basis to be there. Not
basically, if he's not performing, he's not anywhere near the strip.
As a pastime, as a just killing time in areas in any way, shape, or form. And so the order out is for the strip corridor and the downtown corridor. We will also require him to have no contact whatsoever with Mr. Traylor or his family. I appreciate that it sounds like others are having contact. I'm not going to say on your behalf, but directly when you're directing it, but clearly that's happening. To the extent that there can be any effort to ensure that Mr. Traylor is not being harassed for this situation or having contact, so be it. But your obligation is no contact that you initiate or that you initiate through anyone else by any means or medium of any kind. We want you to understand that I think impulse control counseling would benefit here as well to make better choices in the future in these circumstances. No use, possession, or control of alcohol or drugs. That includes marijuana. I take that very seriously.
Wow.
All probationers have compliant probation. I want you to have structure to your probation, so full-time employment is required. Comply with any curfew that may be imposed. Report within 48 hours, so no later than Wednesday, to the probation department to get started on the process. Do not take for granted that you need to be doing all of these things and that somehow someone's going to look the other way.
Let me pause it right there. Phoenix Soul says this, and this is going to be a wonderful transition, by the way. Watch him get caught on camera with a gun now. The streets know he's not supposed to have one, so the ops going to be on him. He has to have one with his life, with the life he leads. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Phoenix Soul, guess what? It got interesting. Let me play the clip. Guess what happened now? Guess what happened now? Something like that.
It looked like Blueface won't lie about how good he having it in jail. He having a good ass time.
He's in jail. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. The judge gave him a wonderful deal. The judge gave him a wonderful deal. He can do it. He can do it. He just couldn't do it. So now there's going to be that rap about the man held me down. The man held me down. Remember, this is after shooting up a club, getting the club closed. The one thing I agree with Trailer on is that he got a deal. It got interesting. It got interesting. Let me take off my hat. It got interesting. It got interesting. They're trying to play it off like he's in a cushy county jail. There's nothing cushy about being in jail. I'm sorry. There's no way being in jail is cushy. They might be treating him better or special. Cynthia G, my hat is off to you. Queenmaker, my hat is off to you. I think they're going to have to add another shade. Queenmaker's going to have to add another shade, 42 shades of men. No, she did the jailbird man. She did the jailbird man. I mean, the judge gave him everything. The judge was nice. The judge gave him justice reform. Rat Girl, have a good sleep. Everybody give Rat Girl a nice, hand of applause. She got to get up in the morning. But anyway, yeah. Phoenix Soul, give Rat Girl a hand of applause. But yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. Look, Phoenix Soul, when I saw you type that message, I was like, oh man, this is right on time. He could not even do it. It just shows you, as they would say, as the two ladies would say, that pathology. That pathology. You know? I mean, he can't help it. He can't help it. I mean, if somebody this is the thing. If somebody lets you, after shooting at people, walk, you would think you would be so grateful that you would not You would be drinking water all day. You would just go to the gym and work out. You would go home and play video games. You wouldn't get in any mess. You wouldn't start any trouble. He could not even do that. I know they were trying to blame, the ladies for some reason, right? No, it's all on him. It's all on him. If he really thought that, it's just all on him. Blueface is singing the blues. Damn, I sound good. Damn, I sound hecka good. So we've had a chef, we've had a rapper who messed up. We talked about Rhoda, got her out of the way. We dipped in some Cynthia G, dipped into some legal stuff for Blueface. Man, they talk about getting mad at Cynthia G for saying something about black male babies. Remember that? Check this out. Right there. This is Keisha. I believe that's her name. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It ain't no jive. She got good content. I was going to bring you the best content. I like to bring the best. When I was a DJ, I played the best mixes. I played the best music. When I come here to YouTube, I try to play the best tracks, video tracks for everyone out there. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Now, I ain't going to stop. Here we go.
About Chris Stokes and the abuse of what Chris Stokes did to all the members, and said it was actually his brother and that Chris Stokes actually protected him.
No way.
So
that was such a
for years.
Hey, Alexa is kind of messing with me a little bit. That's okay. Okay, Alexa, stop. Okay, here we go.
Dramatic thing for all of us to witness with them.
People who falsely accuse anyone of the level of abuse and violation for years to be in jail. This goes for men and for women.
And I just always remind myself, I'm on the outside looking in. So I don't know who's telling the truth or when he's telling the truth. I grew up with somebody who was sexually abused mentally. They go through a lot. I'm not gonna all the way shun him, but at the same time, it's all right, we all know you got this going on. You've done announced it to the world and you still haven't done the work on yourself. It should have been handled just differently than just an Instagram post.
Lives have been damaged.
Your name is all you got.
When we say Chris Stokes,
how'd your kids, how'd your wife?
How'd your kids, how'd your wife?
Now, there's been a lot of back and forth for years.
The fact that Chris Stokes had me and Jarrell Houston in a room sucking each other.
Now, there's been a lot of back and forth for years. Raspy word against Chris Stokes' word. Raspy had released some tapes years after B2K broke up, and on the tapes, he was confessing about the abuse he allegedly endured. After the tapes made its rounds, Raspy was pressed by alleged group members, which he had to recant his statement and say he made everything up.
Let me pause it. Basically, what happened was this. He's another Diddy. I could drag this on for a while, but basically, at the end of the day, he was a Diddy, but he did this to dudes. So he's a Diddy who did dudes. No, Diddy did dudes too. Basically, he exploited men. Let's just put it that way. That's what he did. That's what he did. Nobody wants to talk about the black male babies that these men damage. Until now. So B2K and all those guys, just like the women, they were getting run through. Isn't that something? That's how, that's how bad it is out there. It's that bad. It's that bad. I mean, men weren't even safe. I mean, that's how bad it was. Famous, talented kids, right? Black male babies getting abused. Where was their protection? You know? Where was their protection? Jizzy B says this. It's that ancient Rome rules. Chris Stokes was told to do that or else. Probably by Diddy. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, what more can we say here? Man. Oh, you will find this funny as hell. Funny but real.
I'll kill you, I'm telling you.
This is brought to you by Pretty Black Magic, by the way. Check this out. Let me get the volume up because you got to hear this dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Feel me, yeah, feel me. And best, I'll fuck you up, man. You think I'm joking? I'll fuck you up. I'm telling you, I'll fuck you up. I don't.
So as you can see, the dust is global. This video here, this man tried to get this woman's attention and she turned him down. And he said, I will fuck you up. I don't care if you're filming. I will fuck you up. I will kill you. So the dust is global. Them knuckles over there in the UK or wherever they might be, they just as dangerous. They just as toxic as the motherfuckers right here in the United States. These black males really believe that they are the king. They believe every woman they come across should bow down, submit to them, go home with them, have sex with them, be used and abused and unalived by them. They feel like that's their right. Can you imagine being walked upon with a demon who looks like this and he's cussing, telling you, yeah, I don't care if you're filming. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up because she don't want to talk to him. Let's keep watching.
Give a damn. Yeah, I don't give a damn. I'll fuck you up, I'm telling you, man. I'll kill you, I'm telling you. Yeah, life, I'm telling you. Feel me, yeah, feel me. And best, I'll fuck you up, man.
Yeah, he's definitely worthy of leadership and receiving, submission. See, a lot of men don't know that a lot of women have to put up with this daily. In fact, I think it's around 70 or 80%. So they're going to be women are going to be justifyingly jaded. It's justified. It's basically, this is what they go through every day. I have two sisters, they went through this crap. You look at him, his angry feminine self with his purse. See, if we want to, as men, want to raise our value in the society, we need to control our tempers. It's very simple. Everything I've shown you tonight has been about us not controlling our temper. Blueface is in jail because of his temper. Okay, the guy that he shot at lost his job because of his temper. It ain't stopped yet. Dojacat, super famous Dojacat. You can't even be famous and be safe.
Allegedly, Doja Cat's brother hit her so bad that he knocked her teeth out. It's been reported that Doja's mom filed a temporary restraining order out on her brother.
How does that happen? How in the world does that happen? Look at her. Look at her.
For apparently being verbally and physically abusive. The paparazzi found Doja Cat's brother and he had this to say.
Any word on what's going on with you and your sister and your family? They're saying that, you know, you knocked her teeth out. That's the accusation. The singer, Doja Cat?
No, I don't know what it is. Have you got anything to say to your mother? Or not? What about your sister? Have you spoken to her about these allegations? Any reaction to the restraining order against you?
No, I have no restraining order against me.
Are you denying what happened?
Yes.
So you did not hit your sister, you did not knock out her teeth?
I haven't seen anybody in years, bro. What are you talking about?
So what happened? What's the story?
Why is he denying it? I don't get it. I mean, everybody and their mother already knows. Phoenix Soul says this. They say not all men, yet it's always men. Bars. Wow, Quita, yeah. My brother did me wrong years ago. He could have killed, could have deleted me. My brother is the reason why I left home at, wow, man. These black male babies. Whoa.
At least have your side out there, you know?
Is it true you got violent with your mother?
Looks like he's denying everything, but I don't know what to believe. In the documents, Doja Cat's mother claimed that while knocking her teeth out, he also gave her cuts and bruises.
Well, it's clear. I mean, if that's her right there, right? We know that she didn't put on like some of that, you know, some of that bruise makeup. She got hit. She got hit hard. He should be in jail. Man, let me put it like this. Sometimes putting a person in jail, or better yet, a psychiatric ward, is the best medicine. Because they're just going to do worse. She got,
so that he stole some of Doja Cat's items. He did say in the video that he hasn't talked to them in years, so maybe there's some bitter tension because of that. The judge granted Doja Cat's mom the temporary restraining order, but he did not grant it for Doja Cat. The judge said Doja would need to file her own restraining order. If this is true, I feel so bad for Doja and her mom. No one deserves to go through this. I can't imagine how things could get this serious, especially from her brother who doesn't have any power. I didn't even know she had a brother until now. Just goes to show you never know what someone's going through.
That is just terrible.
I couldn't find when this happened, so either it just happened or happened a while ago because Doja Cat's been on tour recently. I feel even worse knowing Doja Cat said that she didn't have a great relationship with her dad growing up. This must have been really serious if his own mother is filing a restraining order against him. I'm just trying to imagine how it got to the point where you're knocking your own younger sister's teeth out.
I know. I mean, you just can't fathom that. Man. This is sad.
Tomorrow, a mother will bury two of her children, one 14 years old, the other 6.
Last week, 6-year-old Elena Ross was shot and killed at an East Dallas townhome. The girls.
What happened to this protection thing that these guys were offering? I thought the chocolate red pill were offering protection for submission or something like that, which is basically slavery. But anyway, the little girls are getting, man. What do we, fellas, what are you flexing with? You know what I mean? What are we flexing with? We're going to end the show with this right here.
When I got out of jail, I was at the lowest point of my life. I did everything right on this tour. I didn't take any gang members or nothing crazy. I took the people that was working. I stayed on my bus the whole time. I had Minister Farrakhan calling me every other day like, Jeezy, brother. So
why was he calling you?
He called me and said, your message is changing. The enemy is coming. I said, with all due respect, Mr. Farrakhan, all my enemies in my neighborhood. I'm not going back there no time soon. He said, no, the enemy. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Now here comes the enemy. And he wasn't lying. When I got to that arena to do my show in front of 30,000 people, it was maybe 70 police back there.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Maybe like 3 years. I used to get up and pick my outfit.
Wait, there was like 3 years of what? I mean, that's what he get with selling drugs. That's what I don't get. How do you get mad? Because, I mean, I guess he forgot what his past was. And I guess he's supposed to be like on the up and up now. That's crazy. Anyway, folks, this is DJ Torch. I'm out of here. Don't forget to show up on Sunday. We got another big show on Sunday. Okay? It's going to be all the way live. Wait, today's what? Okay, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, we got some good shows for you coming up. And I thank everybody for coming out. This is DJ Torch, and I'm out of here. All right, everybody. In the house, Sweet Award, Phoenix Soul, Kevin, Lifestyle Guy, Piero Perez is in the house. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Helen Ripley, Miss RV.
No need to say. We'll be
Sweet Award.
I follow to the edge of it all.
Now, Dizzy B.
To the edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible night. Before the moment rise. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible night, before the moment rise. It's not a problem, 'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Gold Reflection.
Yeah. Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the
Kittens and
way.
Gaskets.
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
To the edge of it all.
Don't forget to leave a like.
So tell you good night.
And if you have any thoughts or any ideas or any comments about the live stream, put us up in the chat.
Before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night.
Keeping it cool and woo. I know I started off a little bit late tonight, but we be good. Oh yeah.
Susceptible night, before the moment flies.
Hey, Brown in the house. I'll see everyone on the late one. Here we go.